All right, let's see. All right, you know the drill. Sound off in the chat if you're here. Welcome aboard. We are gonna play around with Electric SQL. And this time we'll actually touch Electric SQL, which we didn't manage to do last time because I had a plan that did not work. So, abandoning the plan that did not work, we will now go do something entirely different. Let me know that you're there in the chat, and we'll see how this one goes. The TLDR on Electric SQL. That's very, very nice leading question, Rabbit's Foot, but it might also be a genuine one. I'll answer it regardless. So, Electric SQL is a startup that's building a database technology. They used to be building the vaccine project based on Antidote DB, which is an AP-style database built in Erlang. But they've pivoted from building an entirely novel database to actually building their database and their reconciliation strategy as a replication layer for Postgres and SQLite, in the way that if you run an Electric server, you can sync, you can do active replication with any number of Postgreses and SQLites. So you can essentially, so a demo that we did, and I can spin that back up. I actually have a slight update that we can do to that one. So we can do fly scale count 3. So we scale this back up, and then we do fly deploy. Because we rolled this out on fly earlier. That's not where we're going. Fly. That's the one I want. So this was scaled down to nothing a moment ago, but we're starting it back up. So in this case, we are running a Phoenix app with SQLite, with electrified SQLite. I need like a lightning effect that I can call when that when I'm talking about electric. But essentially this means every node has its own SQLite database. And I'm distributing this over, let's see. So we are running what is the airport in Tokyo called? It's not Naruto, but it's not far off. Narita? Narita Tokyo, something like that. ARN and LAX. So we're running in 3 different regions, running this app. All of them talk to their own local SQLite, and that's replicated to our Electric SQL server, which can also replicates it to a Postgres, which essentially means that these nodes all have local levels of latency. We can check the latency in a minute. But yeah, so this is my Electric SQL app, and it provides me with a Postgres. Let's see, I think my trial of DataGrip might be out, so I won't, if it is, I won't be paying for DataGrip today, but I might in the future. But essentially I can connect, this is IntelliJ DataGrip, and it connects to to the Postgres server that is connected to Electric. And this is a to-do list that's connected to the other end of Electric. And it's like, oh, these are garbage entries. I don't like these. Let's delete these 3 rows, hit commit, gone. So I've set this up to be sort of live tracking the SQLite database, and whenever Electric rejiggers the connections, or whenever Electric reconciles new data that's coming from the Electric server, so active replication, so it's going both ways. Then it tells Phoenix to refresh the data. And so here I edited with normal Postgres tools on a fairly normal Postgres install. I edited some data. Can rotate vertically the arc. And I can do that. And it just syncs across. And if I'm like, no, that was a bad idea, just buy a big curved monitor. And this one doesn't auto refresh. So, boom. And if we go back to here, we have this WebSocket because this is a live view. And just clear those, and we can. Yeah, it's communicating when I do that. I can just do this and run a delete, and we can see that the latency here, well, 73 to 87, so 14 milliseconds was the response time to confirm the deletion and show the new data. That's a pretty good latency, and I would expect that if you are anywhere near either, I guess, Tokyo or LA, you should have a similar one. Actually, if you're watching, please do go to electric.fly.dev and add your own entry, and then try deleting it and sort of, or just do any operation and check the latency in the network monitor. You can do exactly what I did. Like, this is public and it has no auth. So I'd love to see if it does the same for you. Try it while I refill my water bottle. One moment. I'll just figure out if I can mute this. Oh well, you'll hear the sound of water. I'm not peeing, I'm just refilling my bottle. Be right back. Actually don't need to have headphones on. So yeah, someone's testing foo, I can tell that much. Anyone have a report on the latency where you are? I'd be curious. I don't actually know which environment any given thing is on. I imagine we can check though. Now we're gonna go spelunking in fly.io for a little bit because you got me distracted from my original plan. My plan is potentially good, but we'll take a little bit of an exploration. Let's do that. So latency -42. Someone entered completed minus 42. I like that. Latency minus minus. So do report in the chat how it's going with that. Happy to see. Fly environment variables. So app name region, nice. So we should be able to get that. Just so let's actually do that as a value to print. I just like to know the region that the current user is in. Should be just that, I think. Let's fly deploy that. Iterating fast in production. We should improve our deployment at work. So we're using Fly for a client project, and like we have a significantly more involved process for deploying, mostly because it's going through CI and stuff, but this is so convenient, honestly. They've done a good job in that. 9. Yeah, I'm glad I don't have terribly inappropriate people here. So it was a risk having people on the internet be able to type. Well. I still haven't seen anyone chat me some latency numbers. Does it seem appropriately fast? I hope so. B12 is being deployed. So hopefully we're gonna see which region we get connected to, so we can report on that. I should end up on ARN, I think, which I believe is Stockholm. Yeah, Stockholm, Arlanda. Oh, and now this node went down. You can see it's reconnecting. It didn't do anything. And I dropped, I guess it's dropping a heartbeat or something. Oh, Phoenix leave. Should pick something back up. And there. Oh, I accidentally clicked as well. There, region ARN. So if you're in another region, please do report on your findings. But it should be very fast. So each of these nodes running separate SQLite databases. I guess regardless how many times I refresh, I'm going to end up on ARN. Is there a way to try to end up on a different Fly region? No, I don't think they offer that. All right. Rabbit's Foot, was that a good story of sort of what we're building here, or what we're dealing with here? So Electric SQL does allow you to do active-active replication, which means instead of setting up one Postgres that's located in one region, or like one write thing and multiple reads in different regions, I'm running a database on each app. and they are replicated. It's pretty neat. So something I would like to try to do is to model something slightly more complex with this. So I'm thinking we should build a very, very basic CMS. This is an old thing of mine. Like I really want a good CMS. I've actually spent a decent amount of time trying to build out an idea of how to do schema evolution and stuff for a good headless CMS in Elixir. And there is a way in which I could just skip doing all of that and do this stuff, sort of let the database stuff be handled by Electric and still get most of what I want that I feel like most CMSs are not doing right now, which is essentially that you should be able to DevOps them properly and deploy them and redeploy them and yada, yada, yada. Here, with this approach, like Electric, you have a very clear source of truth for data and the structure of data, and you can only roll forward, which is a healthy way of doing it. This means the schema evolution is handled pretty much the way I would have handled it, but done in the database almost entirely, which is kind of neat. And on top of that, then you should just build like a data model for content. So pages is one entity that I want. So I sketched this out beforehand. So slug, it's a string, title string, summary. Well, they're all string text, no varchars. And can have some relationships in collection, collection, and then a collection. Collections is C, which is going to go with slug string and name string for now. So the slug would be the primary key for these. I guess collections, we can do collection, which would be ref. That would be one of these. Speaking in ecto terms, this is how it would be done. Nullable foreign key. Excuse the cough, I'm still sort of recovering from a cold. And then content, I actually want to manage as pieces of content. This is highly experimental, but I think it's a decent way of doing it. And this would then have page ref, page slug, not null, acquired foreign key, and then text and weight. So then we could also potentially later content image, for example. So just save this kind of. Does this mostly make sense? Kind of CMS-y dealio. I think it could be nice. And that means we need to make migrations in Electric. And I've been using the sidecar project for these migrations, so let's do that. So Electric migrations has a command new, and then see. Did I maybe start one already? No, I didn't. Okay. So let's name it. And just do content is what I'm going to call it. So let's open this separately. Go in and look at our new migration and what got generated for us. Migration.sql. So let's look at how they did this one. So we have a reference. So this is a SQLite migration, and they will generate a matching Postgres migration for us. They should also be validating this stuff for us. So now I want this thing. That's what I want. All right. Create table, pages, ID, text, not null. Oh, slug, title, text, summary, text, editing. Oh, cool. Primary key, slug, without row ID. Collections, slug, name, skip that. Cool. Content, texts. Let's see. So this one doesn't actually impose a foreign key constraint on the list ID. SQLite nullable foreign key. Almost never write DDL in SQLite. Rarely write DDL statements, regardless. By the way, DDL, that's a thing I did not know was a thing. I didn't know the term DDL. So, data definition language just means the stuff that alters the schema, kind of. So this would be an example. Foreign key conversation ID references conversation. And they're using underscore ID for those IDs. Because I guess by default there's I guess ID is a special thing, but we're not using ID, so we should be fine regardless. But then conversation ID, yeah, so I can do that later, I think. Primary key ID, foreign key, well, let's do page slug. Page slug references pages. I wonder if I can do citation marks like this. We'll see. Slug. I don't think I want on delete cascade. I don't care regardless. matter too much to me. Text, weight, integer, default 0, not null. No, that one can't be null. Oh, this one should have collection, slug, text, not null. Oh, or this should allow null, I guess, so. And if you are watching, and I know more people are watching than the two that have sounded off in chat, please let me know by sounding off in chat, because I enjoy knowing that people are out there. It's a lonely, lonely life. Have I missed anything? Think? Will it blend? It built the migrations. Let's see if that did anything. So that should mean that my manifest.json probably contains it, I think. Yeah. So here you can see a bunch of stuff. We can expand that. It has a bunch of triggers. Bunch of triggers, which are the key to making the replication stream behave. It's like, oh, things happened and stuff happened. And so whenever I'm inserting something, a bunch of triggers fire. Whenever I'm changing something, a bunch of triggers fire. That's kind of the deal. That's kind of what's important for. So whenever I bring up the Elixir application, I can take a brief look at that. I am bringing up the repo supervisor. And the repo supervisor is bringing up its children, which includes the repo watcher and the repo. The repo watcher, well, the utils children actually include, so if I'm doing SQLite, it includes the electric sidecar, which is this whole library, and it will start a Node.js sidecar because that's what the replication is implemented in currently. And it will, so it will make sure that those triggers are there and create the database using the SQLite and these migrations and stuff. And then I can start my repo and make my changes from Elixir. But I have to have those triggers up and running. Now I should just be able to do electric sync. Caught exception, bad arg, invalid credentials. Exciting. Electric off. Who am I? You're not logged in. I wonder a little bit if I'm focused on the right config as well. I might have been doing something weird last time. You never know. No, this looks like I should be on the. Then it's electric auth. Login. Okay. So it's. It hasn't logged me out much before, but that's fine. I don't think I'm gonna expose my password now. Login successfully. I like that I got a bad arg. That's very Erlang. Migrating. So now we can actually go in here and we can see that it's applying these. Interestingly, I think this should still work fine because we're just adding tables, so our application shouldn't care. And this, I believe, should eventually... Oh, failed! Oh, here we can get the migrations as well. That's very nice of them. Why did it fail? Can I find out why? I haven't actually built a custom migration in some time. If ever. I'm just gonna try again. Because if at first you don't succeed... I wonder if I can, if it fails again, then I might drop the, do you need to create the collections before pages due to foreign key? Smart man, this could very well be the thing. That sounds very likely. Now, it should be interesting to see if we can sync this up again when we fixed it. Good to see someone is actually paying attention, even though they're quiet until I'm actually in pain. No, thank you for noting that. I wouldn't have thought of it, honestly. There was an error. Blah 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 has been changed locally. Okay. So I have to keep this broken as it is, but I can of course make a new migration. I wonder if that will apply then. Oh, hold on. Migrations copies the named migration from the server to replace the local one. Oh yeah, so I can get the migration from the server so that I can get back to my known good state. That's well and good. Content 2. This could get exciting. So we can copy migration slash that and do migrations 2023 03 something 15372. Just overwrite that and then open that one. Oh, sorry. What did I do? There. So then I should be able to put this first in that one. And just check that the other one is in its original state. It is probably not, no. That's the way it was originally. Error. Table collections already exist. Well, I managed to push it, but I didn't manage to apply it. well, we will host our data and just move on with our lives. I'm not gonna futz around with this too long. So we do reset. Yes. Irreversible data loss. And you know this has succeeded because provisioning timed out exceeded 50 retries. That's how you know it succeeded. This is a very early product, and sometimes that's fun. Yeah, so it's reprovisioning. Now we can fix this, so I don't need you anymore. You're going away. So typically, if you're working with this type of setup, of course you would develop against an Electric instance as well, and you can self-host it. It's all open source, so you would be able to just run it and see, does this apply? It's a good thing to know. Oh, wait, what? Why is it looking for migration from content 2? It has to know to look for that somehow. So electric migrations list. Code exception, yeah. Why is it trying to read that? I don't understand where it's getting that idea from. I have a secret.electric here. This has my session creds. I do have .electric here. But I thought I did. So if I do content underscore 2, nothing. So I don't know where it's getting the idea to look for that from. Why would you? Silly, silly thing. I just want to build this. Electric CLI main. Where is it pulling this from? That's what I can't understand. Core sync electric. Config update. Right, electric help sync. I think there are things I can do there. Electric apps. I'm a bit confused about why it is doing that. Help build. Definitely odd. Haven't had this problem before. Okay, let's check here. Because I bet this has been restored and now no longer has those migrations. That's right. If we look at the documentation. I can't much run anything here right now. Not sure why. Hydrate manifest. So it's blaming the manifest. Oh. Oh, git ignore, I guess. I played myself with my git ignore. Okay, there. And if I remove these and do electric build, I think they will update the manifest with it. No. Okay. If I do this, that update the manifest. Yeah, oh, collections is first now, so that's good. Let's try it. Sync 3 migrations. Never had a migration fail before, so that was a new and exciting thing. Ooh, applying. Let's see. See if we can resolve it. Otherwise, for now, I will drop those foreign keys. I don't mind doing that for this use case, but there is some support for foreign keys in Electric. It tries to do clever things with that. Oh no! Failed. I would love it if I could figure out why though. I guess something I could do is like, let's see, like 3.db, just paste. Error in prepare, re8. I wonder if that was a fail paste. Yes. Didn't like my re8 table. Didn't just eat it, I re8 it. Well, that seemed to work. Let's try it again. So I know this is kind of valid. All right, let's do another reset. And then we modify these to just drop the foreign keys, because I might be, I might not have all my ducks in a row with regards to the foreign keys. I don't know. And I'd like to try it if this can work. So let's, while we're waiting, we can run the build. Database is provisioning. poke around with running some. Oh, that might be. I've never understood what the pragmas actually are. It's like some weirdo kind of thing. I guess are those extensions? Pragma. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so I guess I would need to do pragma for foreign keys. I think so. I want to see if it goes through cleanly so that there's no other issue. So I just want to push this one now. It would probably work with the pragma. If that's the problem, it should. But I just want it to go through now, and we can fight that later. Yeah. Went through, no issue. Cool. Let's see if we can't get these tables created in Ecto as well, so that we get them on the other end. Well, first we can just make sure that they show up in the Postgres. Ta-da! Very neat. Okay, I'm curious about the pragma. Let's reset one more time. Oh. SQLite pragma foreign keys. Pragma. Pragma. Look, pragma, no hands. I did run a reset, right? It's just getting really fast and like, oh, this dude never likes his databases. I guess I'll just keep an empty one spare ready for him. Synced. And it applied. So that makes me think that you're a genius. Well done, Simon. Well, I added the pragma. Re-add the... Oh, no. One more reset. I didn't re-add the foreign keys. Oh. Ain't it lovely to be a developer? Is this not what you want every day of your life? Machines that do exactly what you want, but never... No, exactly what you ask them, but not quite what you want. Ah. Pinade Aquarius, come on, you can do it. I have about 7 minutes left to stream. One more time. Once more. Into the breach. Let's just check. Pragma. It's in there. Pragma. Applied. Refresh. So now I would expect to see that this, for example, page slug, there's a dot there. I would like to see columns, keys, indices. I would have expected a foreign key in the Postgres here. Well, if we do electric build dash Postgres, we should get to see what the, well, we can look at it on the web as well. Content. Yeah, there are, sorry, that's my phone telling me I'm almost out of time. Hey, Martin. All right, so the stuff is there. Is it just that I don't know if data grep actually shows this very well. Well, we'll figure it out. I'm not too bothered about that right now. So Phoenix Gen Live is what I want to do. Oh, export. Well, we can do source and there. So I'm figuring we're going to use the generators, but you are the primary key. Just gotta check how I did the to-do schema here. That's ID string auto generate false. Okay. I just want to see if the generator Sure, let's go with that one. Name, string, age. Here. Dash dash binary ID. I think that's all I need. Next gen live. So let's call this content dot or content. So that's post dash dash binary ID. And then there is slug, string, title, string, summary, string. Can I skip generating the migration entirely? Because I don't need those. Well, not important. Well, actually, I should probably generate the collection first so I can reference and do that kind of thing. Slug name string. Can I tell it to not do timestamps? Because it tends to do timestamps. Right, I can hear my family arriving outside. So I should wrap up. But we generate this. We can note that we got a priv repo folder. It showed some migrations in there, but since Electric SQL manages our migrations, and that's rather an important thing, we can remove priv repo, and we can just grab all this, shove it into our router. I think we're gonna put it under admin though. More on this next time, but fundamentally now I have, for example, so there's a few more to generate, and I will want to change this. So I want to do slug string auto generate false for key type binary ID. Well, don't you worry about that, that's not your job. I guess we can do that essentially. So now with this I've recreated the schema in Phoenix, and that means it will be able to read it. So collection live index here. This should be able to read it. There might be some fields I need to drop, we'll see. Yeah, that's the start of that at least. See what I can commit before I wrap up. Yeah, let's commit all of it. I think this is fine. Mid work on content. All right. Well, that's it for this time. Thanks to Electric SQL for sponsoring my experimentation. And have a great weekend. Stay curious out there.